श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम् ॐ सहनावतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. So the next dharana is ciddharmā sarvadeheṣu viśeṣo nāsti kutracit ataśca tanmayaṃ sarvaṃ bhāvayanbhavajijjanaḥ. ciddharmāः sarvadeheṣu viśeṣo nāsti kutracit ataśca tanmayaṃ sarvaṃ bhāvayanbhavajijjanaḥ. So what does he say? Whatever you say, whatever you see in all the embodiments, there is only one thing which is common, unchanging, which is the consciousness. Knowing this, therefore, by knowing this, by seeing that everything is nothing other than the consciousness, one becomes liberated from the ocean of samsara, ocean of sorrow or the birth and death. Okay. ciddharmāः sarvadeheṣu ciddharmāः sarvadeheṣu ciddharmā. In all the embodiments were like what? See, if we say from the Vedanta standpoint, we will say stambhadi brahmavaryantam, brahmadi stambhavaryantam or stambhadi brahmavaryantam, right from the grass till the Brahmaji, the creator. But in Shaiva Siddhanta, we don't accept the Brahma to be the creator. So, Stambhadi, we will start from the same grass, but instead of Brahma Paryantam till the Brahmaji, we will accept Sadashiva Paryantam, because one stage below the Shiva state is Sadashiva. Below that is Paramashiva, etc. So, the absolute Shiva, below that is Sadashiva. He is the creator, etc. So the Shiva state, Bhairava state has nothing to do with any of these creations, etc. He is just one non-dual. So, ciddharmāः, and everywhere, sarvadeheṣu ciddharmā, in all these embodiments, sarvadeheṣu or sarvatra kutracit, anywhere, that does not mean only in the embodiments. Whatever existing, whether it is knowledge or action or whatever. See, earlier I said desire, knowledge, only these two emotions we have to take, not the action. Right? So here there is a difference. Here the difference is whatever it is, whether it is knowledge or action or desire or hatred, whatever, does not really matter. In everything, sarvatra, in everything, the consciousness exists. Because when you say it exists, that existence is of Bhairava. That's the nature of Bhairava. Okay? And moreover, there is another pointer. Viśeṣo nāsti, there is no gradation, there is no difference. There is no difference means, oh, in this the consciousness is more, in this the consciousness is less. That is not the case anywhere. When you say pot is, cloth is, there is only isness. That isness is neither more nor less. Oh, this is a bigger pot, greater pot, lesser pot. Greater is, lesser is. You can't say that. The pot may be greater or lesser. The pot may be bigger or smaller, but the isness is same. Big pot is, small pot is. That's all. The isness is common in every place. Existence is common in everything. So, kutracit sarvadeheṣu. Anywhere, in any body, in anything, this consciousness is common, without any change, without any gradation. Ataśca mean because everything is a vimarsha of Shiva. Everything is an expansion of Shiva. Okay? Ataśca, therefore, tanmayaṃ sarvaṃ bhāvayan. Seeing everything to be that bhavana here means not meditation. Normally, we will say meditating that everything is. But here it is not meditating. Here it is a knowing. Bhavana here means by knowing, bodha. So, by knowing that everything is that Shiva says, tanmayaṃ, that Shiva's nature of Shiva himself, knowing that bhavajit, bhava means samsara. Okay, bhava is Shiva, bhava is samsara. Bhavajit, jit means conqueror of bhava. Conqueror of bhava means not conqueror of Shiva, conqueror of samsara. Samsara means the cycle of birth and death. the sorrow, ocean of sorrow. So he conquers that. Janahu, this person who understands it. So he conquers that samsara. Now, so he should have to see everywhere the same consciousness without any change. That does not mean he should have to treat everything as that consciousness or everything in the same way, because the consciousness is unchanging in any place. So treat everything as same. That is neither does he do it, the knower of the truth, the one who is establishing that knowledge, neither does he do it, nor he advises others to do it. It cannot happen. See, everything is consciousness. See everything as consciousness. No. If the person is bad, treat him as bad. If a person is good, treat him as good. There is gradation in people. Treat all those gradation as it is. You cannot manipulate them. Because if you are going to manipulate that, then the whole transaction world is getting destroyed. Because some siddhas, we call them siddhas, some accomplished soul, they blabber something. Why I say blabber means they write something, but those writings are kind of blabbering, which people misinterpret always. Not sometimes, always they are misinterpreted. So they say everything is Shiva. Where is that great? That this where is this lesser, etc. No, when you start taking that from his standpoint of view, there is no gradation. That may be different. But when you start taking that as real, then the whole transaction world gets destroyed. There are gradations here. Somebody is an officer, somebody is a peon. You should have to respect the peon in the way the peon should be respected and the way the officer should be respected. Whichever is greater, you have to respect that. So that should not change. So that is why there is a statement here. Buddhādaitam satattvasya yatheshtājaranam yadi shunam tattadrisham jaiva ko bhedo ashuchi bhakshane. One should not, it does not mean that one he eats with the dog eater, etc. He does not eat with them. What does that mean? The acharana, the practice, he does not change the practice. Buddha Advaita Satattvasya, a person who has understood the Shiva Advaita, the nature of Shiva. Yatheshtācharam, if he is going to do whatever he thinks, then Shunam Tattadrisham Chaiva Ko Bhedaha Ashuchi Bhakshane. What is the difference between a dog and this knowledgeable one in eating the impure thing? Dog, how can you equate dog with the knowledgeable one? See, the knowledgeable one has given up all the creation as a non-real, unreal. We have already seen that. So when he has given up that, why will he again take it back? The dog, it vomits and it eats the same vomit, its own vomit. But that is not the case with this fellow. Now we have to be very careful when we say, because in Vedanta there is a statement also similar to this. Bhāvadvaitam sada kuryat kriyadvaitam na karihichat. That can fit here also. Bhāvadvaitam sada kuryat. We have the Bhāvadvaitam, this is Bodhadvaitam. Have the non-dual knowledge always. Kriyadvaitam na karihichat. Not non-duality in the activity. Non-duality in knowledge, not non-duality in activity. That is what is the idea. So why I say this is this fellow, he's probably still in Badrinath. This fellow is looked down upon by other sadhus. When I was there, the other people were looking down. I treated him as a sadhu. The others were like, I asked, what is the reason? This idiot, he has gone to Badrinath to show his greatness. He has blabbered. I'll understand why I said blabbered. He told the others that his Guruji made him eat a good feast from some house, took him outside on another day, and made him to eat the thrown out food, discarded food from the food leaves, and he made him to eat feces also. He did all that. Now, which idiot, which person with brains will do that? A food, okay. A discarded food, okay, at least. But feces, how can you eat it? Revolting, disgusting thing. This is what that fellow has said to others. And they started treating him as that. So, never do kriyadvaita. Bhavadvaita, bodhadvaita, knowledge, dual, non-duality is okay. Okay? Now, we said, okay, there are, even still if you have all this idea, but still the kāmakrodhalobhamohamadamātsaryagocare, etc., the desire, hatred, etc., springs up. How should you handle that? So, normally the idiots, what they do is they start involving the kāmakrodha, etc., and get lost in that kāmakrodha, etc. The desire, hatred, etc., they get lost. But the person who is intelligent, he will not get involved in any of these emotions, desire, hatred, etc., emotions. He will not be involved at all. He will neither see it as good or bad. He'll neither see it as good nor bad. He'll just not get involved. Like the tortoise, which takes in all the sense organs from external, all its limb internally. Similarly, this fellow, this intelligent fellow, removes all the sense organ and takes it internally. That by that he makes his mind turn inwards. Because when the sense organ is turned external, this mind also travels external through the sense organs. When it is taken in, then this mind also turns inward. He experiences the absolute bliss of Shiva. So, how does he do that? To show that he is bringing the next kāmakrodhalobhamohamadamātsaryagocare buddhiṃ nistimitāṃ kṛtvā tattattvamavaśiṣyate. Kāma, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, mātsarya, gocare, buddhiṃ nistimitāṃ kṛtvā tattattvamavaśiṣyate. Desire, hatred, etc. In this, buddhiṃ nistimitāṃ kṛtvā, by making the intellect, the mind, without any activity. Astamita means to set. The sun sets means we say sun, Surya astamita. So, when you make the mind set, when you make the mind not go out, not be active, then tattattvamavaśiṣyate, then only that truth remains. Okay? Kama, desire, krodha. These 6, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, mātsarya. There are 6. We call it Shad Ari Varga. The 6 groups of enemies. For any sadhaka, these are 6 enemies. What are they? Kama, desire. Krodha, anger. Lobha, greed. Then moha, delusion. We know this. Then mada, arrogance. Then mātsarya, envy, ego, jealousy, all this. Okay, so it can be you can say jealousy. So sadhaka, a seeker, should not have desire, hatred, anger, greed, delusion, arrogance, or jealousy towards others. So, but we are humans. These thoughts arise. What should you do? You should not be involved, associate with those thought functions. Instead of getting associated with that thought function, neither seeing it as good or bad, just stay put in the self. That is why he says, buddhiṃ nistimitāṃ kṛtvā, by making the mind inactive, not be involved with all these emotions. By making this mind, this intellect, without any function. When you do that, what happens is there is no thought function. See, you are not involved with the thought function which is arising now. Then what happens? This thought function subsides. There is no other thought function because you are staying put in the knowledge, the base substratum. So there is no other. That there is not a different thought function which is going to arise. When that happens, then nistimitāṃ kṛtvā, then tattattvamavaśiṣyate. That truth, that absolute self, which the Shiva, the Bhairava state alone remains. When you don't get involved in any of this, then that Shiva alone remains. The previous Dhāraṇā is also Shambhava Dhāraṇā. This also is Shambhava Dhāraṇā. Because we are not asking you to be involved with the thought functions, emotions. We are asking you to stay put in the substratum from where the emotions arise, without being involved with the emotions. Therefore, this is also Shambhava Upaya. Okay. So, next Dhāraṇā. Indrajālamayaṃ viśvaṃ vyastaṃ vā citrakarmavat bhramadvā dhyāyataḥ sarvaṃ paśyataśca sukhodgamaḥ. Indrajālamayaṃ viśvaṃ vyastaṃ. In another reading, there is nāsti. Nāsti is proper. Nāstam vā citrakarmavat bhramadvā dhyāyataḥ sarvaṃ paśyataśca sukhodgamaḥ. Indrajālamayaṃ viśvaṃ. What does this shloka say? This Dhāraṇā says, by seeing the whole creation as a illusionist's illusion, magician's illusion, or like a beautiful painting, or like a moving movie. When you see that, when you gain the knowledge of this, and seeing all that to be not different from yourself, then sukhodgamaḥ, there is manifestation of the bliss, the inherent nature. Indrajālamayaṃ, viśvaṃ means everything. Viśvaṃ also means creation. Both meaning fits here. So the whole creation, indrajālamayaṃ, you should have to see as indrajālamayaṃ, because it's an expanse of, it's a vimarsha of your inherent nature, true nature, Shiva nature. All this is vimarsha of Shiva, spanda of Shiva. Spanda vimarsha is expansion. Okay. So this is all expansion of your own inherent nature. So these are not real. Your own nature they are. So indrajālamayaṃ, like the magician's magic illusion, whatever he produces, they don't have a material cost for that. Whatever effect you see in front of you created by a magician doesn't have a material cost, but still you experience those things. Understanding that whatever you perceive here is a magician's illusion, or nāstram citrakarmavat, it is like a beautiful painting, or bhramadvā citrakarmavat, or it is like a moving painting. Moving painting is your movie. See, if you see, if I don't know how many of you have seen this movie reels. If you have seen the photo camera reel, that is also similar. So we used to play with the movie reels earlier. So what happens is, every frame you see, it is one picture, one momentless picture. When the film rolls, then that shows an illusion of movement. Okay, so every painting that you see is moving. It's an illusion of movement. This, or you can say that when you are sitting in a vehicle, suddenly the vehicle from the right and left go. They move immediately, sudden, same time. You have to understand, it is not those two vehicles which are moving, it is your vehicle which is moving forward. So that makes the other two vehicles to move behind, backwards. Or you are sitting in a bus or train or anything, the scenery which you see in front of you, the trees, the mountains, the rivers, the plants, etc., they move behind. They are not moving behind. Your vehicle is moving forward, but they seem to move behind. So, citrakarmavat, bhramadvā, that movement, that painting which is with movement, relative movement, dhyāyataḥ, paśyataśca, one who sees and understands this to be illusion, then sukhodgamaḥ. Viśvaṃ means whatever transactional reality, the seer, seeing, etc., whatever that is viśvaṃ. Okay, so sukhodgamaḥ, when he sees that, then the bliss manifests. Udgamaḥ means manifest. The bliss of the self the bliss of the nature of Shiva that manifests. That is what is Sarvaṃ Brahma, everything is Brahman, etc. That idea. That is the idea they bring in. I think everything is Shiva. There is nothing other than Shiva, Bhairava. Okay, we will see this. Om Purnamadaḥ Purnamidam Purnāt Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavaśiṣyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.